let's turn our attention now to education. And in this regard, I think you've made a seismic contribution to the country, bearing in mind where we are. Tell me about Flow's education platform.
I think there are a couple of things that we can look at. As a company, we actually provide over 270 schools with free broadband.
270 schools.
270 schools. Free, no cost whatsoever, right? We also, during COVID, we actually upgraded all of those schools to the fastest speeds possible based on the technology in their particular area. Along with that, throughout COVID, what we did a number of things because we knew there were going to be challenges. We made sure to, first and foremost, discount the level of broadband plans for teachers and students through the Ministry of Education to those who needed it. We created student plans on the mobile networks because we knew that's how many Jamaicans, just because of affordability, that's how they would have to access online education. So we created particular plans that gave free access to the ministry approved list of educational sites and gave them additional data so that they could actually do the research necessary for that. Also on top of that, we have our own Flow Study platform which caters to the CSEC and CAPE students and made sure to ensure that, for instance, we gave free access to anybody on our network who had service. We gave free access to that. So we did some seismic contributions, I'd say, especially over the period. And if you think about the amount of data that we had foregone revenue for, I wouldn't even bother to tell you the bill, you know. But obviously, people couldn't pay for it anyway. But the point is, we gave that up freely, knowing that it was our contribution to the children of Jamaica.
Right, so you got ahead of me. My next question would have been, what has Flow done to assist students up to the tertiary level? But you've answered that.
Well, and at the tertiary level as well, we worked with the universities as well to create the same sort of plans and discounted plans through the schools to make sure that kids have the ability to access online education.
Let me ask you this. What were the universities and these schools, were they very grateful that you were able to intercede in this way, given the pressures probably placed on the government? You kind of stepped up there.
Yeah, I think they were grateful, but I think in the long run, even as much as we did, what I would say, it's just not enough. I mean, the fact is, we have some demographic challenges that we have to deal with as a country in order to move our educational system into the next generation. The fact is, we know that there are children that are being left behind. We know that there are university students that are being left behind. It is a challenge for persons to keep up, especially online, you know. It's tough. It's not the traditional way of education for us as a people. So even you thrust a whole educational system into this, it's not going to be the same results. Teachers aren't trained, students aren't familiar, even though some time has passed already, but it's still tough, you know, still really tough. So we really sympathize with them. But we're doing our best to ensure that we bring as many persons on. We know one of the key things is affordability, and I think that's one thing that we have been looking to. I think other operators have also been looking to. Many people say that we're expensive, but when you look at in US dollar terms,
yes, compared to our places in the region,
compared to places in the region,
yes,
we are one of the most affordable in terms of broadband speeds per gig. We're one of the most affordable.
Is that a message you think that needs to get out? I don't think people really realize that.
I think it needs to get out, but I think where we are, we have to make some seismic changes in order to make it even more affordable. And I think from a demographic perspective, we're willing to work with government in areas such as PATH, JSIF, to see how well and how best we can make that more affordable to inner city communities and a lot more rural communities out there to make sure they can get online.